All right. Welcome to IT Security Labs. Thank you guys for being here tonight. This is going to be yet another fun live stream where we will be attacking a machine and then looking at the logs in our security onion. And I was just looking here and it looks like everything is working for us. I just rebuilt my lab today. So this is a good test. BT, good to see you, man. I downgraded my lab from VMware 7 to 6.5 because I was not able to use the disks, the local disks. So this is going to be a really good fun lab in a new environment. Same virtual machines as always. So if you're brand new here, there's a few things that we do. Let me know if you can hear me well. I don't know if I have music too loud here. All right. So what we do here is we attack a machine like attackers would. Then we log all the events that we are doing like a network defender would. Then we'll be able to look at the noise that we made and also learn how to hack. So I think this is the best lab so far as I can tell, where you get to learn to be an attacker and also as a defender in a very raw, safe environment. That's the lab that we have here, and it's running in VMware. And right now I'm mirroring all the traffic in my VMware environment. So as you can see, I have fewer machines here. I clean things up. So I'm running Security Onion, the latest 3 point something. Then I have Mr. Robot's machine here. The traffic is spanning properly. So that's all we have to do is traffic is being spanned. We have a machine. Kali Linux is running locally here on my VMware Fusion. It's ready to go. So enough of the talking. Let's get started here. For you to get this machine, you can go to vulnerable.com, download this free machine. So everything that we're doing here is 100% free. You just need to set up your lab. Download this machine here, upload it to your environment. Then with Security Onion listening, we should be able to see events coming in. And by the way, your Security Onion needs to have all the services running. As you can see behind me, it says okay. All the services need to be okay to be able to work. So run your source status in your Security Onion and make sure that everything is running. And then you'll be able to see events and more events. And this is what things would look like. So that's what we have here. So let's get started. First thing is I go into my Kali Linux. This is Kali Linux 2019.1. It's running in undercover mode, so it looks like Windows 7, but it's not Windows 7. It's Kali Linux. Right, so let's ping our victim machine, which is 192.168.38.20. If you're wondering how I know that, in my lab environment, I'm running a domain controller, which is a Windows domain controller. So I know because I went to my DHCP server and I was able to find out that it's 192.168.30.20. So that's what we have in this DC here, which is a Windows 2016 domain controller. All right. So now that we know that our machine is responding to pings, let's stop that. Let's run our Nmap scan. This is the first part of our engagement. So if you are brand new to ethical hacking, you need to find information about this machine, right? So we need to enumerate. In most cases, you actually start with, say, information gathering on the internet. If you didn't know anything about your client infrastructure, you go to their website, try to find out if the employees have any social media, if you can do any social engineering. But in this case, we have access to the box. So we can run nmap -sv -sc. And on our machine 192.168.38.20. So this is Nmap is going to tell us what services are running there, if any. And this time we are looking for the top 1,000 ports running service and version enumeration. So that's what we're doing here, and we're using the default scripts from Nmap. A lot of people like their own options here. This is so far my go-to Nmap command when I'm doing this CTF type of environments. Once in a while, I will go for stealth scans like nmap SS for some scene scans, maybe maybe a half scan, maybe a ping sweep. But in this case, this is what we're doing. And since we're running nmap, it should be very quick. Yeah, there we go. Now we get to see. We've put 22. And look at that. Isn't that interesting? We don't see this very often. Port 22 is usually open for us, but in this case, tells us, hey, it's closed. We've put 80, so we check port 80 right now, and then put 443. So we need to check 443 as well. So our attack surface is very small, which is good or bad, depending on whether we get stuck or not. So that's what we're doing here. Let's do the things that we would do with port 80. New tab, sudo su. With port 80, what I like to do is run derb very quickly. .38.20. Derbbuster is going to go to the website and it's going to brute force directories and see if there's any subdirectories in there, and this is what we're going to be doing here. Don't do this in a production environment, of course, and as I'll show you in our security onion, this is extremely loud. You'll be caught. But in this case, we're doing a capture the flag, and we're learning, so this should be fine. But if you're in a production environment, if you run this, you're going to get caught. This time we're just running derb. We can run gobuster, which will be another one, or derbbuster. They're all the same depending on which one you like and which one goes faster for you. In my previous live stream, I think was it Thursday, I showed you derbbuster, and this time I'm just running derb. So between derb and my nmap scan, I'll also show you WP scan in a little bit here. But let's go and check out the site. Since we put 80 open, as part of an attacker's mindset is you need to make sure that you check everything that you see, right? In this case, we saw that port 80 is open. .38.20. Let's go to port 80 and see what's there. That's our first thing that we need to do as an attacker here. Let's figure out. Oh, looks like it's loading a terminal. We might be in luck today. Oh, and it signed us for us. Hello, friend. If you've come from it for a reason. You may not be able to explain it yet, but there is part of you that's exhausted with this world. That's true. A world that decides where you work, who you see, and how you empty and fill your depressing bank account. Even the internet connection you're using to read this is costing you, slowly chipping away at your existence. There are things you want to say. Soon I'll give you a voice. Today, your education begins. Okay. All right, so right away from this, the machine is called Mr. Robots. That's okay. And then we see F Society. F Society is an organization that we know from the Mr. Robot TV show. That's a hacking TV show. I watched both seasons, season 1 and season 2 of Mr. Robots. So I know that this is a play on the TV show Mr. Robots. And we've got some commands here. So let's say prepare. What do we see on the prepare? All right. Okay, it looks like it's just playing some scenes from the TV show, just in case you didn't get the memo. There we go. Okay. So what you want to be looking at here is, do we get any clues, anything of interest that might be able to let us in or not? But this looks like some clips, probably GIFs from the TV show. Nothing exciting here. Okay. Let's play another one. Inform? No, F Society. That sounds better. Okay. So it looks like these commands here are just pretty much trolling us. So you need to be able to make a decision, right? You're like, well, I'm not going anywhere. I tried 2 so far. Maybe the join one after this. Okay, that's the one that took us here on the enter email address. Okay, at Gmail. I bet that's someone's email address. Okay, this is not going to let us anyway because I didn't give them any email address anyway. This is on VownHub. So if you just joined us, we're completing a machine from VownHub called Mr. Robots. All right, this is not taking us anywhere. Let's look at the page source for this thing. Page source is very important because you can see some really interesting stuff here, including some JavaScript that's running, some commands. Some people leave commands. And here is all the noise that's happening here. Whoa. See, WP includes, I'm seeing traces of WordPress. This information we're getting, WP content, themes. This is WordPress right here. So we know that this site is running WordPress just from looking at this source code here. So you want to right click on your page and view the source code. And in this case, we just got some information that we didn't know, that we're running WordPress. And WordPress is a site platform where you can deploy a website using pre-made themes. Some are free, some you can buy. You can use free plugins, some you can buy, some are free. So depending on if you're a new person before Squarespace and everybody came in place, WordPress was the way to go to deploy a website. And there's a lot of vulnerabilities in WordPress, including plugins that don't get updated, themes that don't get updated. There's a lot of things that can be wrong with WordPress. So from our source code here, we see that we are running WordPress, which is good. So because of this, I will employ WP scan. But before I deploy the WP scan, I want to try one more thing. We didn't try this. Just for the fun of it. Let's see what happens when you type question. Okay. So you probably don't see this, but it says the American dream is a myth. Everyone steals. That's how it works. Okay, this is from okay. That's kind of interesting. I bet these ones are from some characters from Mr. Robots and some memes that were generated. Okay, so this is not going to let us anywhere. Our interest is in owning this machine anyway. So since we realize that there's WordPress, let's check our results for Derby here. We should have seen it from here as well. As you can see, Derby is running. All right, we have WordPress. Let's keep that in mind. Now let's go check. Since this is brute forcing some directories, I bet you there's a lot of failures, and our intrusion detection security onion is catching this right now. Let's just go check and make sure that we're catching this. We should see a lot of logs in security onion that shows that someone is brute forcing a website because we're catching this. So let's go and check our security onion and see what's happening. So this is the main interface for security onion, and this is the latest security onion version. This is really great. I'm a big fan of this. Not to say the previous one was not good, but as you can see here, I think by count, this must be it. We see a possible nmap scan. I've been showing you all this before, but I think this count here is showing us our brute forcing. Let's check in Kibana. If you click on Kibana here, Kibana shows us in a better format. Let me close that. So I'm in the process of upgrading my lab. I'm putting new disks, so SSDs instead of these spinning disks, so that this is even faster for me. And all right, first thing that you notice when you get in Kibana here is, look at this spike here. This is us scanning and brute forcing and doing stuff like that. All right, and here is some data sets by count, which is interesting. HTTP, we are brute forcing HTTP, so as you can see, we have 53,000 events from HTTP. This might be small for you. I can see if I can make it bigger. Yeah. So as you can see, we have a lot of events here. If you go to our alerts, I should have changed that to the last 2 hours, but this lab was off for the past 24 hours, so we shouldn't see much here. So let's look at the alerts and see if we're getting caught while Derebuster is going. All right, there we go. Now, as you can see, here is the nmap scan. Oh, that's interesting. Yesterday, when we ran GoBuster gets caught by name, but in this case, this is what it looks like for Derebuster. This is what this is the rule that catches us as far as when we were running GoBuster right here. Let's look at this one. No, that's the wrong one. This is a different one. That's a different rule that I generated earlier. All right, we'll come and look at this log for GoBuster because I mean Derb. I'm very curious how Derb gets caught compared to GoBuster, compared to Derebuster. They all do the same thing, just different word list and different scripts. Pretty much, that's what they are, scripts. All right, let's leave this one alone for now. It's still going, as you can see here. Let's check out our WordPress. Since we found out that we're running WordPress here, one of the sites that you want to go to is WP login. That's a default WordPress login page. All right. Here is a quick giveaway. I tried this with Elliot. Why did we go with Elliot? Remember, this is Mr. Robots, and from the last screen we saw that they actually talk about the show. So one of the main characters, the main character in the Mr. Robots is Elliot. That's why it makes logical sense as an attacker for you to say, oh, let's try Elliot. And password, let's just give it any. The thing with WordPress is not that smart. If you put a correct username and the wrong password, it will tell you. Watch what happens. Don't save. Error. The password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect. See what happens when you enter a user that doesn't exist there. My name. Then we say login. Invalid user username and password. So if you just do some guesswork here, you can say, oh, the user already doesn't exist, so it's not a user. But when you say Elliot and give it a password, it gives you a different error. Right away, this is a big problem with WordPress. So an attacker can guess usernames by just doing what I just did here, which is something that you can do as well. So this is another trick you can put in your bag of tricks and say, I'm just going to try some names without even brute forcing this page. Oh yeah. Mr. Anderson is asking if we can look at the stenography in those images. Where were those images? Yeah, usually what I do with images is I download them, then I either run stag hide or strings or both. But stag hide works really well. I learned how to use stag hide and for stenography from Hack the Box. Hack the Box has a lot of challenges, especially in the Stego challenges. They are awesome. I did almost all of them there, and yeah, you can run stag on the images, but I don't think we'll be able to see anything in this case. So we're going to go with the WordPress. So because we found out that we have a user, Elliot, let's look at WP scan to see how we can enumerate more things there. And in this case, I have a cheat sheet, which I always show you guys. In my enumeration section here, I have a WP scan, I have nmap, GoBusters, all these. But this is what you can use to brute force usernames and passwords. If you have a list, you can brute force WordPress. So I've used this before. That's that's the syntax. But here's a good article that we can use to really read about WordPress enumeration and stuff. Password dictionary attack. And this article tells us exactly what we need to do. And I think it's very important that we do that. So WP scan, URL, passwords. Then you can put roq.txt if you didn't have any. You can use some usernames there. So if you haven't used WP scan, this is a good one. And this is what I'm more interested in. Something like this, especially with max threads of 50. So this is what we're going to run. But we only have one user, Elliot, which we confirmed. We don't know his password, and we don't know anything about the password and how to generate it. Here's another quick thing that we can do. On a normal website, we might use a tool like SEWL. That's how you spell the tool. We can use this to generate a word list, but we don't have a properly working website, so we cannot generate a word list from this. At least I haven't seen anyway. Usually in website we have text. This tool will work. So since we don't have that, let's go check things here. One of the first places you want to check is robots.txt. A lot of websites have robots.txt. So as you can see here, key 1 of 3. So if I didn't mention this, our goal is to get three keys. So we found one key by going to robots.txt. So always check robots.txt here. How's it going, Anthony? Good to see you, man. So always check your robots.txt, and this is where people would put things. So let's check this key here. Does it work like? Oh. So we found one key, and we also have something, a .dic, so that's a dictionary, and I'm assuming that's what we will use for brute forcing. All right, so we got this. We can decode this or not, but for now, we got a key, and that's what we see from the key. So if you go back here, let's use curl to get this thing from here. I'll show you how. So this is going to require us to have, a little bit of comfort in the terminal here. I like to keep my artifacts in the same place. That's not what we want. They changed it from F Society to F Society now, okay? And I want this to be in a text format, because I like text files. This messes with my brain. The dictionary file messes with me. So let's put it to a list. Then we check what's in there, and then we will be able to see if it's something we can try. There's a reason why they gave us this. And if you're doing capture the flag, that's the idea. All right, we have a long list. I wonder if we have duplicates here. It doesn't look like it. So we have a list for us, and this is something that you might get from that tool, Serial or SEWL. That's something you might get from that tool as well. So this is sort of as close to real life, maybe, as we can. Right, so we have a list. We have a user. Time to brute force WordPress. And for that, we reference this. So it wants passwords, it wants usernames. This one is what we're going to do. I'm showing you what you would do if you didn't know how to use WP scan. Right, so here I'm going to leave max threads there. Usernames is not Andy, it's Elliot. And we don't want roq.txt, we want list.txt. And it's not example.com, it's 192.168.38.20. All right, so I hope you get what we're doing here. We're saying, hey, WP scan this URL. Pretty much, let's brute force for passwords from list.txt for username Elliot. Let's run maximum threads of 50. And every time you put threads, be wary of your system. My iMac here is running, it has 32 gigs of RAM, a terabyte, and it's an SSD. So I don't think that this will affect a lot of performance here. All right, so now we run. Okay, we did something wrong here. Please use -- help for the list of available options. We didn't do something right here. I think I know why. I think this is what it wants. The copy paste doesn't get interpreted properly. So we need to do this. So what now? Please use -- help. All right, here's our help. We need to go to help, figure out what it -- URL. Yeah, we did that. Let me know in the comments if you see something that I'm missing. It's easy to have tunnel vision when you're talking. Oh, we did it for everybody except for the URL. Let's do it for that. All right, it's working as you can see. Yeah, let's leave it to the default. So we're brute forcing right now, and this brute force should also get caught. And I have this one, and I can show you. We're brute forcing for Elliot's password from the dictionary file that we got from the website. Yes, thank you. So because we're brute forcing, I mean, this is going to get caught. Let's go check it out. So there's a delay in the stream. By the time I see or you hear me, there's like a 5 seconds delay or something like that. All right, so let's see if we got caught with the WP scan. Okay, there's a clear text WordPress login that was detected. Okay, I think we got caught with WP scan here. Here it is, WP scan user agent. Let's filter by that value. And every time I do this, I forget I need to change this to the last 2 hours so it doesn't index everything from the last 24 hours. Okay, so now that we're here, we're filtering all the events that caught the WP scan user agent. There's 25 of them. Let me show you what WP scan gets caught as. And in this case, our source is 192.168.38.133. That's Kali Linux. Going to our victim machine, 192.168.38.20 on port 80. So we're brute forcing port 80. Let's check one of them. And this is very important. You as an analyst or as an attacker, you need to come in here and grab these artifacts for your, say, playbook. If your SOC environment is a playbook, they want you to provide these artifacts. You know, tell us, what did the attacker do? What was the source IP? What was the destination IP? What was the timestamp? As you can see here, we have some time. So we can tell WP scan right here. So we can tell you that this is a scan that is being ran. And the classification is an application attack. And this is the rule that fired, which is awesome. And this right here is, for me, the gold mine. I want to look at this and see what will happen in this. You can see the user agent is WP scan. I don't know why these tools still put these user agents like this, but you get caught like that. So this is WP scan as brute forcing and we got caught. Right, so this will take a long time. Let me cancel it and show you what it looks like when it succeeds. I hope this one succeeded. Yes, so here it is. After it goes and goes and goes, this one went for like an hour the first time I did it. The list is too big. So that's why we need to make sure that we ran it. So we found a username and password for WordPress. So let's go to WordPress and sign in. We have a password and we have a user. And we pray to the gods of this hacking methodology that we're following that the user has admin on the site. Because if they have administrative rights, then we are in business. If they have administrative rights, we can do a lot here. So sign in as Elliot. And let's not save. And it's slow probably because I wonder if I'm still running my WP scan. Let's make sure we're not running that. All right. This is what you do. Another tool that you can use that I didn't show you is, let me stop this brute force here too. So that another tool that you can use is Nikto. Nikto is really good for enumerating sites like WordPress sites. Nikto will tell you if there's any known vulnerabilities right off the gate. I didn't run it here, but you can run Nikto. If you are lazy or if you don't want to run Nikto by itself, run Sparta. Sparta will do all this work like some nmap scans and also web enumeration for you. So Sparta is another tool that you can use within Kali Linux, and they all come preloaded. So let me stop this just in case it's still running. And we didn't even look at these here, the results from our GoBuster. But GoBuster, ultimately, we would have seen WP scan, WP login show up here after a long time. Yeah, right here. So this would have also have told us that we're running WordPress on our site, even if we didn't see it from the source right there. So every time you see WP, you know it's WordPress. And then you run WordPress enumeration. All right, so we are in as Elliot. First thing that I want to do is are we an administrator? Let's go to edit our profile. If you haven't worked with WordPress, you might need to read some things here. But here's Elliot. How do I tell that he's an administrator or not? And as you can see, I'm now seeing his email address. I'm now harvesting. Oh, here's another website. Let's check it out. And what did we say? There is the wiki for the TV show, Mr. Robots, and here is Elliot. So I encourage you to watch it. They consulted with Rob Mubix, I think that's how they say his name. He's a nice InfoSec pro. He also has a YouTube channel somewhere. And he's the one who helped them make sure that the attacks in this TV show were as realistic as possible. I watched an interview with him. So it's a fun TV show to watch. Some hackers get really ticked off with how far-fetched things are in this TV show, but I think it's a good TV show for us. So you can read more things here. And you can generate a word list from here as well. I can imagine it was generated from here, and that's Elliot. All right. All right. So I came here to see if he was an administrator or not. Well, let's see if we cannot change certain things in here. Let's go to the themes. That's how you know that whether you're an admin or not. Okay, so since we can do all these things, I'm assuming we can manipulate this. All right. So because of that, I'm already thinking, oh, what can we do to this WordPress site? You see, the theme ends with .php. If we are running any web pages here, let's go to pages. And none. Can I add a new page? Yeah, I can. All right. So because I can do this, I'm just going to put my reverse shell here and call it a day. And I will show you what that looks like. And this is a really cool thing that you can do. This is the pen test monkey reverse shell, pretty much. It's nothing special. The reason why I'm showing you the one that I already have is because I reuse this over and over again. So what you can do is you can go to pentestmonkey.com. In my case, I have a reverse shells cheat sheet. You know, you want to make your life easy. You don't want to spend too much time. This is sort of like when I first started. If you go here, my firewall is going to complain. But trust me, this is safe. This is the Pentest Monkey site, and this is a well-known script that you can use. And in this case, if you want a PHP, this is the one that I'm using, the .php right here. So you can download it from here. This comes pre-packaged with a lot of tools that come with Kali Linux. And in this case, you can download this fresh one from here, or you can locate it at PHP reverse shell in your Kali Linux. It will be there. It's the same. It's the same deal, really. So let's go back to our Kali, and that's the same PHP script that I'm using. So in our Kali here, in that script, you need to change the IP address. In this case, I put my Kali Linux and my port 8888. But instead of uploading this PHP script like I normally do, I need all this text. This is a problem. I can't tell where I started and where I ended. This is not going to look good for me. I don't like it. Do I have gedit? Yes. Oh, it doesn't like it. Okay. I guess I have to read that thing somehow. Can we tell? I'm just going to do it. Let me start from the top, going down, so I don't copy the previous. So here's the whole script that I need. I need this whole thing here, and I'll show you where it can go. In my WordPress, there is a 404 page that is default. I need to find out where that page is. .404. Where is that page? How to fix error? Yeah, this will take me there. Log into admin. Okay. Instead of that, maybe let's just look in our WordPress here. Where is the 404 page? I haven't used WordPress in a long time, so I need to figure out my way around here. And this is something you have to do, so I'm glad that you are here. Is it in the settings? Let me know in the comments if you know where the 404 page is. That one will guarantee me that I can get at least I can execute things. So we need to find out where is the 404 page. I need to look for it. And that's the one that I'm going to abuse. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I found it. It's in the appearance. Then, is it in under themes? No, appearance. It's under the appearance. Customize. We don't want that. So I'm looking for the 404 page. That's where I'm going to put my PHP code. Appearance editor. Thank you. I would think it makes sense. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, here it is. That's the one I want to manipulate. And as you can see, it already comes with PHP code. So it makes sense if I copy my PHP reverse shell in here, it will execute because it reads PHP. Except I need to be very careful because if my PHP is not pasted properly, like that, I need to make sure that I pasted it properly, otherwise it will not execute right. Okay, so it looks like I'm good. Let's update this file and okay. With my PHP code I'm listening on port 888. So before I do anything here, I need to listen for that connection. Netcat minus LV and P 1 2 3 4, and this should get caught as well. Okay, so now that we updated this file here, we just need to go to our now we just need to go to that link and see if we can get there. Since I'm listening, that was 404. I want it to hang because every time it hangs, bam, we're in. It worked. Right, we should be able to go to our security onion and check for what we just did here. This connection should get caught by security onion. I don't like this at all. So if you've been following my channel, you know that I do this like compulsively. I like to have shells that are at least decent. So to do that, let's break out of this limited shell. Let's hope it works. All right, can I run clear? I bet the environment is not set again. Almost every time. Let's fix the environment, and I like to show people this because this is where you can go. They should put ads on this Stack Overflow page because I visit it every time I stream with you guys. You can export. That's the answer from Stack Overflow. I like my shells to work properly. Now we're talking. All right, so ls minus la. What do I have here? Okay. Nothing interesting. All right. So we got a user. Our next goal is to escalate our privileges so that we become root. Because there's no point of us getting on this machine if we just become a normal user who doesn't do a lot of things. And there are multiple ways you can do this. You can get tools like enum for Linux, and they'll do enumeration for you, or you can do manual enumeration, and then things will work for you. So depending on which way you want to do things, that will probably work for you. But in this case, since we're in here, I like to just poke around and see what we have. I like to check, like, normal things that might look interesting, and you might have to do this for yourself as well. Add shell, add user. We have a bunch of things that we can do here. But before I do that, let's go and check, because I always like to check my security onion. Is it working? Am I getting more info than I did last time? This was us seeing that. Let's refresh this on our alerts here. See if it picked up something interesting. All right. This one looks... Yeah, we have more pages here. We have a lot, so probably didn't show. But look up here. the number of logs just keeps going up. So there's a lot of things going on there. Let's go here and see. Let's look at. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Let's check for SUIDs here, quick. Before I bring my tool, I think that's a better way of going about this. Let me use my cheat sheet here. I have one-liners for checking for SUIDs. I'll show you one of them. This is why you want to have a cheat sheet like me. Okay. Let's see. We've been Sue. Let's give it a moment here for it to run. This will find some set UID binaries and see what happens here. Yeah, thanks BT. Email that if you email me on that email address, I check it very often for inquiries from this channel. Okay, while that is happening, right away it's very interesting, right? We have nmap. You might have to wait for this, but for now we're just running here. I'll probably take these results and copy them and save them somewhere, because sometimes you miss something, but right away I see that we have nmap here, which is interesting. Okay. Oh crap. You know what I did? I killed my terminal. Let's go back. If I refresh this, it should give me my terminal back. Okay. Okay, we've been through this. Let me just get back in my terminal. Don't press Command C to exit like I did. You lock yourself out. But we're almost getting there, guys. We're almost there. Then in here, we also found out that we can fix the terminal, just like my friend Sidesh suggested in the terminal that we can fix it. Now I can clear. I like to clear my screen. I like a clean screen so I can go up. All right. So we found some SUIDs and we found nmap running. I copied that and put it in my notes here. But you also don't want to miss anything. You want to make sure that you check everything, right? And part of that is using manual enumeration. And that's why we do this capture the flags. You don't rely on tools. Check everything, especially for the OSCP. I hear that people miss things that are obvious because they don't enumerate. So our goal here is to enumerate, and poke until we see something. Is that? All right, so if we didn't look for this, we would not have known. But here is our key2 of 3. Remember, we found 1 in the robots file. This is key number 2. So we found it by just going to the home, and we found robot here. And we have password. What is this? This doesn't happen in the real world, but hey, this is part of our practice. So we see robot and that. Let's see if we can get in as robot since we found that. Oh, you see what I did there? I missed it. I should have put a dash, so I'm hoping it times out, otherwise it will. I should have put a dash so that it was faster, but hey. Let's see if we get in as robot. Let's see. It wants robot's password, which is this. I hope I didn't put any spaces. It doesn't want to go. What is happening? It's robot and that. Am I missing something? Is this a hash I need to crack? I hope not. All right. Let's make sure that my terminal is still not that stable. Okay. Let's make sure I'm not putting any spaces here. Otherwise, I might be able to check if that is a hash or not. Okay. Maybe. No. That should work. Oh, I was going to say minus P for password. All right, it's not letting us in. So, not sure why that is. I have to. Oh, it's in MD5. Okay, let's check that. The laziest one is you go online, or you can use the terminal as well. But if you are just lazy like me, and you pray that, let's see if this decrypts it. Let me know what your favorite decryptor is in the comments. For me, I always start with online ones. Then I'm like, MD5 online. I think that's the one that I went to. Let's try this one too. Oh, this one is not decrypting. All right. I think our security onion comes loaded with the goodies. This is a good opportunity for me to show you. We have CyberChef, which we can use. The OP Bro says CyberChef all the way. Yeah, it comes loaded with security onion. So my problem is I don't want to put extra load on my systems when I don't have to. because I don't want them to misbehave when I'm doing this. So oh, come on. Am I not doing it right? That got translated to this. No, that. No. All right, I'm not getting this one. I might have to go to the terminal instead. Really? That was the right one? I'm too skeptical. I need to just start believing things. I need to just start believing things. It is this one. I'll be damned. I didn't believe it for a second. Okay, let's do it. Okay, guys, you learned something from me. Don't doubt the answers that are in front of you. I saw A, B, C, D to Z. I'm like, they can't do that. No, they did. They actually did. They actually did. Yeah, they did. As you can see, we got a terminal here. Let's fix it. Oh my goodness. But hey, isn't this actually fun, guys? That we get to learn together. What do I have here? All right. Key 2, we found that. We found this last time. I might have to do, oh, this one works. Let's run our SUIDs again. Make sure that we find if this new user has something. And while they are running, I still can't get over this. My brain is still bummed, like, seriously? But I guess, yeah. That's the hash for the alphabet, people. They gave us the hash for the alphabet. And speaking of the hash from the alphabet, that means that my security onion cyber chef was working. It gave me that stuff when I did back. It gave me the, or did it not give me the alphabet? I don't remember. But it should have given me the alphabet here. CyberChef comes pre-backed with Security Onion, so I don't encourage you to crack hashes on your Security Onion machine. It's not ideal. All right, so right away we see that we have nmap here. And this stands out because nmap prev-esc is a thing. Is this going to tell me? All right, we're going to follow whatever is here. Nmap -v to find out the version. Oh, I don't want to stop it. It'll kick me out of the shell. It'll kick me out of the shell if I stop it. Can someone tell me in the comments how to safely exit this without getting kicked out of my shell back to Kali? I always use my command C, and that seems to kill my shell. And if I kill it from here, it's going to take me back 2 steps. Know that we can't get out of it, but I don't want to do that. I'm curious what you guys think. Otherwise, I would have to wait for this to end. I know I can use nmap. Control C. Oh, okay. Never mind. But please, I really want to know, how do I safely stop these scans once I start them? Good thing we still have this. Let's give it a minute. And once we get in, we're going to find out more about Nmap. We found out that we can use Nmap privilege escalation. We just have to check the version and make sure that it's the right version. Then we can use this from Pentest Lab. Yes, Mr. Anderson, that's actually, yeah, I can do that. I could have just started a different shell on a different port. So I could have come here and edited this and put, instead of 888, I could have put 444 or whatever the port here and spawn another one. Okay, so we've been okay. I apologize to all of you who get to see this 100 times. But hey, if you're new, now you know how to get out of these limited shells. And our trusty password. Can you believe that? Let me guess, I will need to fix my terminal too, because it will not let me. Okay. It wants me to fix the terminal, doesn't it? Yeah. This is why you want to have your notes ready. Imagine being frustrated by tiny little things like this when you're already bogged down by a machine. So that's why practice makes perfect, because now that I've been practicing for a long time, I don't worry about the terminal giving me a hard time. I know how to fix them. That's why watching these videos and also doing it yourself is really helpful. Okay, so now back to our Nmap. So we did this. This is how we found out that Nmap was running. You want to put this in your cheat sheet. Next time you want to find SUIDs, you can run this. And in this case, we have Nmap, so let's find out if we get the same result. But in this case, since Nmap is running, let's just run Nmap -v. All right, so we're running version 3.81. Is it vulnerable? What do they have here? Oh yeah, it is. If they have 4.5 and we're on 3 point something, this should work. So remember, this is a privilege escalation guide that I just found by Googling Nmap privilege escalation. So we follow this. Let's run it in interactive mode and spawn a shell, and it will give us root. The easiest root we have ever gotten, I think. That would be the easiest root. Wait a second, what did I miss? I'm root. Yeah. For a second, I didn't. All right, so we got flag 2 of 3. We need to look for the third flag, by the way, for this to be actually done. So let's do it again. Let's find the third flag. Even though we got root, we cannot stop here. We came too far. Just for our own sanity. Wait a second. I thought I was root. Oh, it booted me out. I guess I shouldn't do that. Let's do it again. Let's not try to fix that shell. Let's just use the root privileges that we have with what we have and get our flag and end this and look at our logs in Security Onion. All right, here's our key3.txt and first boot done. So we're done. As you can see, guys, we were able to exploit this machine. I think this is fun. I think this is extremely exciting. Being able to walk through a capture the flag machine, being challenged, cracking your head. First time I did this machine was 4 years ago. I was brand new. I struggled. I think this took me a couple of days. I came back. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just following other people's advice. It's super fun, and I think that we learned a lot. But during this attack, we generated a ton of traffic. Let's go and see what we generated. I don't know what we generated. I have an idea, but I don't know what we did. But we have our intrusion detection system that's running in our lab. And this is what the good guys would have in place. This is looking at span traffic. It's out of band. And we were attacking a machine running tools without even worrying about getting detected. So this is our chance now to see what our intrusion detection system found out. And let's give it a moment here. Yeah, can you believe that? I just got trolled. That's the MD5 hash of the alphabet. I can't believe that that was the thing. Okay, I don't know why it's taking forever here. It shouldn't take forever like that. But let's look in our Kibana. So Security Onion comes with Kibana. I'm a big fan of Kibana. I've deployed Kibana from scratch. That's part of the Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. The Elk Stack is awesome. Check out more of my videos here. I even deploy Elk Stack in the cloud and just use it for logging without Security Onion. I can show there's even an Ansible playbook that I shared on my GitHub page on how to deploy the Elk Stack. It's awesome. And in here, let's refresh this from the last 2 hours. Our goal here is we want to find out what artifacts or what goodies did we leave for the good guys as evidence for them. What can they see from our stuff? I think something happened to my lab. It's becoming extremely slow for some reason. And while it's loading, I wanted to show you, if you followed my lab setup guide, I have 12 videos that shows you how I was able to set it up. This is for Trevor Phillips Industries, which is my favorite video game, GTA 5. Trevor Phillips. I created a company for him, and here is we have a cluster in VMware. This is the Los Santos, the play on Los Angeles. And I'm going to put 3 ESXi hosts here for Los Santos, Sandy Shores, and another location. I haven't decided the other location here yet. Los Santos and Sandy Shores for now. Then I need to find a third location. And this is where I'm running it. And what I wanted to show you is that I added SSDs. I haven't moved my Security Onion yet, but I'm moving it to this SSD data store. It's going to be super fast. And this SSD is running in RAID 5. So these are 3 800 gig drives. Are they 800 gigs? Yeah, 3 800 gig drives. And they gave me, oh, I got swindled. 557 gigs. That's going to be dedicated to Security Onion alone. just 500 of that. I want to make sure that it's super fast. My queries go by super fast. So that's a change that we did. And here is all the artifacts that we left for the good guys. So if you're a security analyst, you might end up seeing this data. Your company might have a way of bringing this data from your security events and log management system into an interface that's easy for you to read, or they might give you access to this. That depends on what SIEM solution you're using. If you're using Splunk, you have something like this where you actually enter the Splunk querying language here. It's the same as the Kibana querying language, or Lucene sometimes. So if you get familiar with this, you get familiar with Splunk, you're good to go as a security analyst out there. But here's the noise that we generated, and we generated a ton. Nmap getting caught. We don't care about Nmap getting caught. Here's WP scan. We ran a WP scan. It was caught by name. I ran Nikto at some point, and as you can see, it got caught. Let me see. What else did we do? We did some brute forcing. And here's a CV that was caught. Possible WordPress brute force in progress. This was caught by Surikata. So why am I doing this? This is very important because a lot of people want to really be cool hackers, and they're like, yeah, I just want to be a hacker. I just want to be a hacker. Really, what you want to do is know what you're doing as a hacker, because most companies, when they hire hackers, they want to know if they're safe. They also want people who know how to defend, who know how to identify what the hackers are doing. In most cases, there's more jobs for people who defend than who hack anyway. All right, so here's some 404s that we generated here. I'm curious. Every time I see this, I cannot choose which one. I cannot pick which one, but we can see a ton of stuff. This, I can tell you, this is some residue from Nmap. I've seen that it triggers SQL as if it was a separate attack. No, it's just the default Nmap scans, SQL scans that get generated. And that's what we see here. And let's check this one out. Let's check this one out. To check, we can just filter. Oh, why would I do that? I should have gone the one down it below it. This one, the command execution. That's more interesting than a directory access. Okay, anyway, we'll check both. First thing is, this rule that fired for this one, it says attempted information leak. Our source IP address was Kali Linux 192.168.38.133. Destination was our victim machine 192.168.38.20. What were we doing when we got caught? We did this 4 times, so it's not that bad. We're going to port 80. What was this? Network.decoded. This always gives me interesting stuff. Let's move me up here. All right. This was Nikto. When I ran Nikto earlier, remember I told you that you can run Nikto against web applications, websites. Well, Nikto gets caught easily. What does this say for us, right? Is people teaming, like BT say. First, we need to know that if you run Nikto in a production environment, you're going to get caught. It's a noob thing to do for us. And here's what Nikto does, and for the data here. And as you can see, Nikto would have given us a result saying, "Hey, this site is vulnerable to this," and that's how we got caught. So I don't find this quite interesting. I'm going to remove that. I want to see the remote code execution. That sounds fun. So I'm going to remove that and refresh. I think I saw a remote code execution somewhere here. Was it on port 3? Ideally, you want to be searching up here. Right now, I'm looking because I'm also looking manually here to see if there's anything that might be interesting. Whoa. Malware backdoor. Did we do this? We did. It found it 3 times. Let's check this one. I wonder if this is our reverse shell. Let's filter by this one. These are all the goodies that you left for the good guys. This is what you as an analyst will be looking at. So if this got triggered in your environment, you'll be looking, okay, what did they do? What got fired? This one got caught as malware. Oh no, this is a different one. This is a different one. Let's refine our search here. Source IP, let's make it this one. Let's refine our results so we see. What I'm looking for now is I want to go for the reverse shell, the PHP reverse shell. I want to find out where is it. So by now we should have a Kibana querying language search that we can do. Okay, somehow my database is not responding fast enough. That's why I'm moving to an SSD to make sure that this works. Oh, by the way, we don't have to rely on this. We need to use the security onion the way it was intended. There is a hunt interface. I am personally biased for Kibana, but security onion, when it's the way it's intended for use, is to use this hunt interface that you're looking at here. This is where you should be hunting your events, not in Kibana like I'm doing. All right, so if you really like this stuff, guys, I really appreciate if you like and subscribe. That tells the YouTube algorithm that my content that I'm making is actually relevant. I subscribe to other channels on the internet that talk about IT stuff. Very few of them go in detail and hands-on like we do here. And I think it's worth a thumbs up and a like and a subscription from you. Because we don't really BS a lot here. We actually jump in and we just start learning. So because of what I did here, this thing is just slow as hell. I don't know why. But I have a fix for it. SSDs. Next time we do this, I would have migrated this machine to this data store. And I'm expecting a boost in speed. And while it's loading, another reason why I prefer my lab locally is that look at what I'm doing here. I'm running Security Onion VM. That VM has 16 gigs of RAM. I can give it as much resources as I want. But if I give a machine 16 gigs of RAM, half a terabyte fast storage, and run a bunch of other things in Azure, I've tried it, believe me. You get just for having that storage reserved in Azure, whether you're running these machines or not, they will charge you. In addition to that, it gets expensive. You don't want to be receiving a $70 bill from Azure like I did running this lab. So a lot of people will be like, wow, it's a waste of time. You're just running these machines at your house. I have more control with this lab right here at my house than I do in the cloud. Even though if you want to learn the cloud, I encourage you to deploy labs there. I don't encourage you to have a home lab to learn these things in the cloud. I think having it at home in a cheap server in my basement that I power on and off, that I can tinker with, I can give as many resources as I want, is awesome. I think that to me is worth the risk. That's why investing in a Dell R720 is a worthwhile investment. This server cost me $250. Most carriers, once you learn these skills, you get paid a lot of money. It's a worthwhile investment, I think. So yeah, let's go back. I was trying to see if this thing. All right, come on. Did I miss my security onion when I ran my when I was? Did I mess with my security onion when I ran my decryptor? I hope I didn't. If it doesn't want, okay, let's look in here. Okay, source IP is from that. From the last 2 hours. Okay, let's just look at these events here. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's see if this thing actually. Source.port. Let's look for our actual event. Source the port. Let's put it. Was it 8888? Give me that. Let's just find that particular event in no time. Thanks, bro. Interesting. I might have jinxed myself. Let's find out what's happening here. And back to security. All right, I think it's finally loaded. Let's look at this. This is the alert interface where you spend most of your time. And here is how I have mine set up. I'm prioritize mine based on severity, or the high severity, they go on top. And in this case, you see them by count. And I have nmap, which was caught. That which was caught. I'm now interested in, that one was also caught. You see that this is the same data that we saw in Kibana. I want to see my PHP reverse shell. That I need to see if I was capturing it. So let's go to the hunt interface. Let's see what this hunt interface can find. Give it a second and have it load. All right, in here, destination.ip, who did what? I want the destination to be my Kali. Another important factor when you deploy this lab is to make sure that your time in your security onion is synchronized. I'm signing in so I can show you what I had to do. If your time is not synchronized, your logs will be off. You will not be able to see them. I learned that the hard way. I was looking for all my logs and wondering where are they, and they were somewhere. If this takes forever, all right, now I'm getting somewhere. So here is all the alerts that came to my Kali Linux. All right. This is called the hunt interface. And I need to spend more time learning how to properly use it. But what I know is that I can get pcap from here. And to me, that is way more important. I do not see my reverse shell somewhere in here, and I don't know why. I'm expecting my port to be here, but my reverse shell on port 888 is not showing here. Let's switch this to, I bet I can search by port, can I? All right, let's do this. Let's see. This is going to generate a bunch of traffic, but at least we get to see. All right, here is all the traffic that we generated. Again, this is the hunt interface with the rule names here. If I don't see my, let me sort by destination port. The highest on top first. All right, so I can tell you that my port is not here because it was 8888. Somehow I lost my capture interface here using this, but that's not the end of the world. I'll show you one of these from here so that you know how to find if you're searching for something interesting. So this one tried to access this HTTP access. This was part of our scan. If you wanted to see more about this is more if you wanted to really learn about pickup and stuff like that, and you don't want to go to Kibana. If you didn't want to go to Kibana, that information that we were looking at in Kibana is already here. All the artifacts. Here's a message that was generated. And here's what we did. As you can see, this was just brute forcing. A bunch of gets. This is from Darebuster. I can tell Darebuster brute forcing. And if we really wanted to take this further, if say this was maybe something that required a pickup, you can say show pickup. But I can tell that is from us brute forcing directories. That's not exciting anymore. I've looked at those before. If you say show pickup, you can go here, click a pickup, and this it will take a little bit and generate pickup for you. Security Onion will generate pickup depending on how much resources you gave your environment. It will keep pickup for a few days. And in this case, I just requested that pickup. It will show up here in a little bit. If we go to our Grafana view here, it will show me how much pickup I have left, but I'm requesting pickup right now. So that's the hunt interface. As you can see, there's so much you can do here to become a really better defender from an attacker. So that's what we wanted to cover today. Tomorrow we'll come back and cover another machine. I'm getting ready for the CTF practical exam. I don't know what that entails. Then after that, I'm getting ready for also to become the licensed penetration tester from EC Council. I already have an exam voucher for that. I want to take that very soon. So 2 exams are coming my way. Certified Ethical Hacker Practical. That makes me a Certified Ethical Hacker Master. Then Licensed Penetration Tester. Then OSCP. That's the sequence of my certification. Just need those certifications to validate what I'm doing here. All right. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. Does anyone have any questions for me? If you do, please let me know in the comments section. Otherwise, that was a nice, fun little lab that we have for our detection. Come back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will have another fun machine. I do this almost every day for like an hour or so, especially now that I'm getting ready for the CTF exam. And once in a while, I will bring you guys in so that I can live stream. So this is actually benefiting me a lot, talking about it and also doing it, gaining the skills that we need as much as we do. All right, let me keep checking here. I'm waiting for this pickup to generate so I can show you that we have a real pickup, because being able to read pickup is one of the most important things too for you as a security analyst. You want to make sure that you know how to read pickup. So here it is. We're generating pickup right now. And here's what Grafana looks like. We are monitoring my security onion here. And I have 3.92 weeks worth of my pickup will be kept for this long. I gave it half a terabyte. So I'm not surprised that I can keep this much pickup. I have so much storage here. So this is how you can tell if this thing is healthy or not. You can read from here. And here's our pickup. So if you wanted to see, like, you know, data, raw data and stuff like that, you can read from here. You can see the handshakes as they happen. Who initiated what? You can read it in hex, even without needing to open it in Wireshark. Like right here, you can just see things right away. Or if you are a Wireshark person and you don't want to spend time learning how to use this interface, or if this annoys you, you just want to go back to your Wireshark, download it from here. And you'll get a .pickup file that you can read in Wireshark. You do what fits your desire. What about showing my NTP through SSH? Yeah, I was going to show you that. Here it is. Oh, come on. Who closed the port? I was going to sign into my security onion to show you how I was able to change my NTP, because it was using Universal Standard Time and my logs were off. They were ahead, Central Standard Time. So I couldn't see anything and I was wondering why. Then I checked this box. Let's hope I put the right password there. Then I can show you what I did. There we go. I can tell that my box is a little slow, so something is going on there. Hopefully it's still not trying to fix things. Hi Ricardo, welcome back. Welcome, man, it's good to see you. Okay, I'll come back to that one. I haven't spent too much time reading pickup from here. I always open mine in Wireshark, because I'm a big Wireshark fan. Alright, so we're in here. Let's become root. Oh, my Wireshark decided to open at the same time. Alright, there we go. That's a pickup from my security onion. I will install that later. But with this pickup, we can read it and follow up on our events. Make sure that we find out what's going on. And very important, as an analyst, you're going to need to know how to read pickup. As a security person, you need to know how to run TCP dump and read pickup if you want to at least progress beyond the entry-level positions. Even in entry-level, reading pickup in Wireshark or other tools is one of the must skills that you should have. Right, now that our pickup is good, I'm suspecting that my security onion is struggling a little bit because of my desire to brute force on it. I tried to brute force stuff on my security onion, and that is a big no-no. Oh no, you want to make sure that your security onion time is on the same time zone as you. That way your logs are not off. When you're, like for example, I'm in Central Standard Time, I was looking for events within the last 2 hours in my Kibana here. Well, if I say in the last 2 hours, I will not be able to see them because the last 2 hours, the time is off by 6 hours or something like that. So that's why you want to make sure that your time is good, and that's why I'm doing this. In fact, I have a cheat sheet that I was using here. Didn't I? Oh, I closed it. I was going to show you that. And this will also give us a chance to show you how to troubleshoot security onion. A lot of people get frustrated because if you don't know how to look for errors and fix things here, this label might frustrate you. But if you know how to fix things, it's super easy. Okay, first let me show you the history of all the things that I do in here. Oh, that's a different one. I run sort call state.highstate. If things are not working for my security onion, this is something that I think you have to dig through the security onion documentation. They are running Salt here to implement security onion. Salt is an automation tool. That's how you're able to deploy it. State.highstate will apply and run all the Docker containers in the right state. Really good command to run, especially if you do this. If you run source status, what you're expecting to see here is that everything is okay with everybody. So you want everything to say, yes, it's okay, 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 okay. And I can tell this one is not okay. It needs to be fixed. But it's not affecting at least the core features here. These are all Docker containers running here. And they all say okay. So if you deploy security onion and it's not working properly, sign in and run source status. Then run a date. Make sure that your time. Oh, come on. My time is saying UTC. Is this why I cannot see? I thought I fixed this. Is that why? Maybe this is why I cannot see my PHP reverse shell. So what I did was I made the change, did my test. I didn't save my changes. Then when I rebooted this thing, it went back to UTC. So there you have it. So you want to fix this time here. Make sure that it's in a time zone. And to do that, just look up how to change time in Ubuntu and you will do that. I'll be doing this after today so I can see my logs. And that explains why when I was searching for my port 888 traffic in here, I wasn't able to see it. So I know that those logs will come in after 6 hours. I'll be able to see them in here. Or if I fix my time, they'll be in here. That's why. Oh, that's interesting, Ricardo. That's very interesting. I'm very curious about that one. Kibana will take your local time, which is good. So yeah. All right, guys. This has been fun. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments what you're excited about. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to crack another machine and I'll show you the noise that we generate. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to see if we get any reverse shell and what we did. But as you can see here, we generated some events and we had a lot of fun. I think my things stopped working around here. I'm going to fix it. And tomorrow it will be also fast. So thank you for joining my live stream and subscribing. I will see you tomorrow.